Yeah, it's been, especially with the rain we've been getting here. Last 2 days, it's rained pretty good.
Pretty much the break Efren always wants. Now, did you give him any kind of look at the 6 in between the 13, 15? Oh, yeah, he did. So that gives him some type of option if he wants to try and clear some things out. Now, be very careful. Yeah, you can't just. He tried to hold the cue ball on the bottom rail, but he knew to get the 6 underneath the 4, he had to cut it a little bit. So sometimes those shots, hey, it's still the shot, but let me figure out how I can make sure the cue ball is going to be contained.
Yeah.
Now Efren's like, man, do I draw off this 15 and just splatter him open? I think it's free anyways. I'm going to draw a 15 and a 3 into the 7 and carry the 7 towards my hole. Otherwise, I'm going into the 15 and what am I getting shape on? You could do it lightly, and then you're holding yourself over the stack and probably only getting 2 from this spot because you're kind of jacked up shooting the 7. All right, he's shooting it with a high ball and probably with some speed too. Yeah, I didn't think he would slow roll that. He went through the 15 to get a shot. Well done. Either way, he wasn't going to slow roll it and only get 2 from that opportunity. He felt like whether drawing to the pack and open them that way, one way or another, I'm supposed to take my chances on getting a lot of balls from this position. So now he's going to cut the 2, and that's another reason why, because if he shoots the 6, he can only get 1 more. But if he shoots the 2, he can go back and forth, hopefully getting an angle on the 6 to break out the 4 and 5.
Oh, looks like you got a little much on the angle there.
Nah, it's all right. Probably the best ever at this type of shot, which is a straight high ball. Earl is real good at from behind the ball as well. So he's drawing this one okay. So he's wanting to really hold for the 4. He don't want the 4 to move. Yeah, just like that. Knowing that he may not open the pack near as much, but he'll shake a few loose and get that first guaranteed shot on the 4. Now if he can get above that 10, he can maybe do something with the pack. He's going to be upset with that one, and whether it's left or right, I mentioned it earlier, he's had trouble drawing the ball when I've watched him about the last year or so. It's just a timing issue is all it is. I mean, he knows if he got on the 10 right there, like I said, he could maybe do some damage. But he's got 4. And he's in a real containing position. Billy will just send him up table here off the 10, 2-row on the 10, I believe. I don't think the 11's that makeable from way up in the corner. Now here's where Billy needs to ignore making it unless it sits well to do both, because you really need to take care of the cue ball in this shot. And he did so. And that's fine. It could have turned out better, but it's still okay. Because now Efren's got to be aware of a lot of things, that even if you're crossing the 5, he's got to be aware of the 15, because what if nothing gets near the hole, or Billy can bank the 15 or somehow get behind the 11. Oh, he hit it great. You know, and he got pretty well dead, I think, as well. But he can kick softly on it, and that's all Billy could ask for, is being able to get up behind this ball. Was he looking at it maybe being dead? Get the best look from there, but it's close.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but can he hit on top of it and make it? Or if he has to come behind it, he's asking for a scratch, unless he thinks he can get that second rail. All right, he's hitting it straight on top with draw. And it's gonna be okay. Well, it's close. Looks pretty close. I don't know if he can do this. Hold behind the 15. Like if you're risking holding behind the 15, well, go ahead and let it go by the 15 with the cue ball. That way you don't sell it out. I think that was right. I don't know if he was intending trying to carry him the 15 to his side, but I think he was right in the gray area of like being able to get it to the hole and hold behind the 15 for shape and maybe save. Well, if you can't, you usually get the ball to the hole, or maybe you miss it and you sell out a shot on the 15. Just go ahead and shoot it and let the cue ball get on by it.
This looks like a shot that Billy can bank the 15 and roll down to the right side of the 11 ball or past it.
Yeah, it's a little off angle. He could get past it on like kind of on top of it in the center of the table, but I might look at the 8-7. What's it doing if I do that and let the cue ball go 2 rails up into this upper left-hand corner? Is it 8-7 going into the 5 to where I can maybe put some heat on Efren? Not bad, knowing he's holding him. But now Efren's in a good position to just come off the 15 and go. You don't have to go all the way to the 5. Just make sure you're not going past them balls. You don't have to get up on the 5 here. It's about a third of a ball hit, probably, something like that. Efren always shot that a little softer than I always did, but he's probably the best ever at that shot as well. Now Billy, can he bank the 5 and get him on the other side of the pack? I'll tell you, if you've been paying attention though, like Billy's, the way he's played today is he's played pretty well, and early he should have won some games that he lost on some misses that you wouldn't expect. But if you notice, he's kind of doing a lot of different things. Meaning sometimes he's going in the stack a shot, and then he's the end rail, and it's the end rail, then it's the stack. It's not as much as when you're moving, like you're doing stuff together. It's a lot of the same things over and over and over. You take advantage of a certain area. Like right there, for an instance, he could have maybe shot some type of shot and challenged Efren way up table, strong, long and straight in on that 11 again. But just saying, the flow of the game isn't like a continuous pattern one way or another. So it's
in this particular match or in the game in general.
Well, no, in this match it's not for Billy right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Efren's doing a lot of the same things he wants to do usually, trying to. He's had some some errors, but a lot of great shots by both players as well. But it's just kind of like when you have a style of play, you see it a little more often, shot for shot. Well, that's way light. I don't know what happened there. He gave up a shot on the 10, I think, which may not hurt him. I may not even shoot that. I may look at the 11 and see what I can do there, but the 715 is close to makeable as well. Now you can see the 715 there. I think it. Oh, I got that in. That was a nice shot. Get the run started here. Now,
you should be able to get some air in the stack right here too.
Yeah, well, he just came off it. Is he going to get anything? I think he's going to get on the wrong side of him. And I thought he just might soft draw over there for the cut on the 5. Could have just drew it lighter.
All right, 4 games 2, and Efren Reyes has taken a short break, and I guess Jeremy and I will as well. We're nearing the end of day one here. Billy halfway there, and Efren a couple of games away. So still got lots of pool left here tonight. We'll be right back with more action here from Arena Billiards live coverage. I'm your host, Ray Hansen, with Jeremy Jones, and we'll be right back.
I love it. It's lightweight. It's warm.
All right, we're back. Jeremy Jones will be with us again shortly. Efren Reyes looking for the shot. It's going to cost Efren a ball. It moves back to 3. He's definitely got 3 in the open here, and possibly even 4 with the 8 ball. See if he can set up to get this this little mini stack broke apart there in the center of the table. It's kind of at a funny spot to get to any of that. Billy falling 2 balls short of getting out there. He needs 2. left Efren a bank at the 8 ball. All right, Jeremy Jones back with us once again. Welcome back, Jeremy.
Thank you, Ray. Yeah, that shot there, it's either like you got to go for it, put a little more on it for sure, give it a chance. It's a lot safer when it gets down by that hole, even if the cue ball goes a little further. I don't know if this bank goes. It's close. If not, he's got to be pretty careful how the 14's going in them balls. But I think the cue ball is going to get high enough. But if it catches him and gives him some type of cross corner, see, like on the 3 right here, something that goes back towards his hole, I think he's okay. But you're always worried. That's when you will worry a little more with Efren. It's like, oh man, what kind of billiard shots or combination? Where he's so good at going into the balls with the cue ball. Like here, he might bank the 3 and clear the 14 out of the way where it goes, clip the 14 just enough, and get out on you. Come across the 14 and hold the cue ball up. Like that. He was trying to. He was trying to edge the 14.
He sure was.
And still has got you in a spot because he's cleared your side. You only got the 8 up there that you got to be real careful.
All right, he's got Billy kicking at the 3 ball here.
Maybe. If I felt comfortable with the bridge, I'd rather come off the 14 and bank it up. If I felt good about it, even lefty, but lefty is a little dicey.
It seems like kicking at the 3, he could leave a lot of banks.
But it's true. And Efren made one heck of one a few games ago that was real tight on the bottom rail. But I think this is the safest shot if you feel comfortable about just guiding to the bottom of the 3 like this. That's well done. So that's probably going to make Efren. I mean, Efren could shave the 9 and try and come up on the 14-13, but it's one of those shots that you're probably not going to get rewarded even if you do your job and get him on those balls. The guy will just kick out of it. But if you don't get there, he's liable to beat you. So he's probably moving the 3 ball here. Just cut it up into the 10. Throw the cue ball over by your opponent's pocket. What's he doing here? Oh, he's soft kicking the 8. Cost him 1. This is a kick shot I've talked about before that you really got to develop, kicking that ball to the bottom rail where they both go downward and you're not giving up a bank. And that's a shot you really have to have from a lot of different positions playing one pocket. Get you out of a lot of situations. Now, if Efren could see some position with this 3 ball, he'd be banking it. He could twist that one back, but doesn't really offer any way to get any shape. This has got to be for the make, I think. I don't see any reason why you would shoot it unless you were going for the make. Probably the safest way to play the cue ball as well. So this should be a long game from here. One thing Efren's not too happy about is the 9 going into a piece of the 2 where it hits the 14, where it might kind of come back this way a little bit if he elevates and tries to hit pretty firmly on the bottom of the 15. So touchy here. He's hitting it with a high ball. Well, that's not going to get anything, but the guy banking one at his hole. Okay, so Thorpe now needs 2 to cut the lead, 8-6 and breaking.
It's a big game.
Huge.
And it keeps Efren off the hill. I think I like shooting the 14 into the 2 pretty firmly and drawing back. The 312 the way they are. Yeah, he's not getting the cue ball how he wants. As far as back to the rail, he's been a little light many times on that. And still up 8-5. So, of course, this part of the game really there hasn't been a ton of this. There's been some, for sure, and now Billy's giving up a bank on a ball coming on the spot, which Efren's certainly going to try and do something with. And maybe sitting real nice where he can hit this with a high ball. No, he's addressing it low. He's going to cut it back with a little inside, I believe. Yeah, like that. Watch him kill the cue ball. Made the bank. And hell of a shot.
He's made a lot of them today. He's got a shot now on the 8. He's got a little bit of an angle, not much. So decision time, do I slam it in and come back across? And I don't say slam it, but hit it pretty firm. Or do I just hold for more of a cut on the 9? The reason why he's a little hesitant on holding is he'd like to maybe do more damage than just the 8 and 9 here. He'd maybe like to try and get behind something else or a bank or... Okay, he don't want to take any chances. And at 6-4, I don't blame him, and he got a pretty nice shot here also, that he can hold the cue ball for a bank on the 13. Doesn't have to risk...
It almost looks like he could go up to the corner towards that 14 ball.
Yeah,
and catch the 12 ball.
Right. You got to have good speed, but you're offering a little better angle on the 9, just in case you don't make the 9 say it gets up the rail a little bit. It's probably what he's going to do. And this is kind of decision, but am I going to hold and hit the bank better, just hitting it more in the face and just twisting it a little bit, and then I'm holding for a 13 ball. And you're not giving up a cross corner on the 9 so easy. So it's kind of decisions. One thing, I want to keep him off any kind of bank. Oh, see, well, this is really going to hurt. And very surprising. Very, very surprising. Not that it turned out that way, but he decided to hit it that way, kind of hard and sending the cue ball up. If he could cut it and play pocket speed. Billy overcut this. Maybe Efren, for a rare moment, got stuck in between on the last shot. That'll happen. Doesn't want that to go in. He wants it to become available, too. He wanted that ball to get up to where this 13, it's not free, but it seems a lot more shootable. And he hit it great.
It's gone. Shot.
Huge shot, too. Putting Billy to where he needs one. Especially when Billy felt like it was, he was in good control, but it kind of looked like it was starting to slip away a hair. And stuff like that. And that's nothing wrong with that, but when you need one, you can pick a little more simple than the cue ball moving so much. And I think he was taking care of the cue ball, but what if the object balls move a little bit funny position where Efren can bank one at his hole, put one on the spot, and kind of, just little things that add up. It didn't turn out that way this time.
He could have just chipped off the ball, took something much
simpler. Or lay on top of one of those down there and let Efren shoot away from here. You only need one. There's not much you need to do other than what is obvious. If a guy puts one near his hole, remove it and go from there. So he got himself a bank by doing that, though. So Billy he switched it.
Yeah, and Billy Thorpe moves to 6 just like that.
Sure does.